Yeah, g'day guys, Steve here from Dirt Bike ADV. Just in Harrow, of all things, fishing and fly fishing, and Woody's a fellow fisherman, but we're not here. We're here for the Vinduro, the Harrow Vinduro. So this is a very famous Vinduro, and when I come into town for a coffee, as you do when you're out camping, I seen all these vintage bikes going past me, and I thought, what the hell's going on here? And as I drove down the road, it's the Harrow Vinduro. Woody, you the organiser for the whole scenario, the VERI, is it?
Yeah, VERI, Vintage Enduro Riders Incorporated.
Yep.
I'm the president.
Oh, yep,
we've got a pretty active committee. We put on 7 or 8 events all around Victoria each year, and we get, we're getting about 100 people at each event.
Yep.
Harrow is our champagne event, basically. We have our AGM, and we normally get about 200 at Harrow. So we've got
200 bikes.
We've got 200 bikes.
Wow.
We had 182 pre-entries.
Yep.
And we'll get a few walk-ups over the weekend. So yeah, we'd expect that.
200 bikes. Well, there's a nice PE 250 in the background. So what's the rule with the bikes? Woody, this is something I didn't understand. I thought they had to be 25 years old, or.
Look, the original concept a long time ago was drum brakes, twin shock sort of era.
Yep.
But
it's the 80s, yep.
Yeah, and basically, if you put a bike on red plate,
Yep.
it was 25 years old because you're moving forward all the time, and it's starting to bring modern bikes into water cool, and we want to avoid that. So at the moment, we're running with pre-87.
Oh, yeah, right, yep.
There are some models that do carry over,
Yep.
like some of the TTs, for instance, and those sort of things. They didn't change much, so they carry on for a few years, and we don't mind. But other than that, pre-87.
Yeah, right, okay.
But we got guys riding bikes from the 60s, and big variants of bike rides, bike riders. I think our oldest rider is 80 years old, which is pretty good, and.
Hopefully his bike's not older than him.
No, but he still gets around pretty well. He's pretty smooth when he gets out on the bike. So
use it or lose it. That's the rule, isn't it? Yeah.
And we've even got a few young people getting into it, which is great. So our numbers have been really good, and they're increasing. So
200 bikes.
200. Well, there'll be 200 bikes here tomorrow night. Come down and have a look at Park Carnegie.
Right, yep.
All the bikes will be locked up for the night, ready for the next morning.
I'm just going to camp down the road, so I'll probably do that. Come back and see them all grouped up. So And what's the entry fees and that sort of stuff? You've got to be a member of the.
You don't have to be a member.
Yep.
You need to be licensed.
Yep.
You need to be registered of some type. It doesn't have to be full road rego. You need rec rego at least.
Yep. Obviously permit. Rego.
And that way also we keep insurance as our riders are then covered by TAC, which is a really big deal.
Yep.
If they get injured.
Yep.
Entry is normally around the $85 mark, and then we have a $15 MA fee that we pay for our Motorcycle Australia permits for each event.
Yep.
So they're fully sanctioned events.
Yep.
They're non-competitive.
Yep.
So it's.
You sure?
Yeah. No, they are non-competitive. It's about how many laps you do, not how quick you do. Yeah, you can race your mates, no problems at all. But it's an enduro, but it's not. We don't time.
Yeah, right.
You can get, like for Harrow, we have participation awards.
Yep.
So you will receive a medal if you do 1 lap, you'll get a bronze. If you do 2 laps, you get a silver. If you do 3 laps, you'll get a gold.
Yep.
Each lap. I pre-rode the course this morning. A lap will take you, depending on how good a rider you are, somewhere between 1.5 to 2 hours. It's 38 k's.
Yeah, right. Yep.
And if you think it's easy riding, you're at the wrong place. It's not easy riding.
Right,
no. It's hard. It's not hard enduro, but it's no walk in the park either.
Oh, there you go. Nice bit of rain last night.
This is probably going to be the driest Harrow we've ever had.
Oh, really? Yeah, okay.
I mean, Harrow's usually pretty wet.
Yeah, because the winter's been very dry up here.
And they've been doing it hard out here. The farmers have been doing it hard.
Absolutely. So. And the King's birthday weekend, I was up here, it was much drier then, so they've had rain since, which is good. And I know they're running events down at Cassidy, and they were looking for rain, and they got their rain. And
Well, the Glenelg River here, that's the lowest you'll see it for a while. I mean, we always, traditionally, no matter what our loop design, we always come back and bring them back at the end of the loop through the river.
I've seen all the footage over the years.
And you watch the guys eating it, and just, yeah, it's great. It's only about the steep.
Yeah, I know.
So it's a pity, because when it's real deep, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I still reckon someone's going to lose it in there.
That'll be me. I may have dropped an adventure bike or two in the water.
Yeah.
I did it up in North Queensland not so long ago, out in the middle of nowhere by myself, and a bloody culvert just wiped around us. So yeah.
One of our scrutineers, Bin Laden, he, if you see him, you'll understand why we call him that.
Yep. I'd say the beard from here.
He has a tendency to not like water. He tends to fall over.
We all have our things that psych us out.
We call him a vindicator. So we put him through the river first to see how deep it is.
Vindicator, as in river indicator.
Yep.
Right, very good. How does people get involved? Do they have to join the VERI, or do we basically, you can, as you say, there's riders that can just turn up?
Right. You can just turn up and sign on. There's a $20 late sign up fee, because our sign off for each event normally finishes the week before the event.
Yeah, so you can understand catering and all that sort of stuff.
There's also a $20 fee if you're not a member.
Yep.
So it's being a member, it's only $50 a year.
Yeah, right.
So join up and 2 events or 3 events you pay for.
Yep, cool.
We have a Facebook page, we have a web page.
Yep.
So just search for VERI and you'll see us.
Yeah, I'll put a link in the description. Yep, perfect.
So that's probably the best way to do it.
Yep.
On the web page you'll see a calendar for the year's events where they are, because they're all over Victoria, they're scattered.
How many events?
7 or 8, I don't know off the top of my head.
Yep.
This is our, we always do Harrow end of July.
Yep.
That's a tradition.
Yep.
We have a long break after Harrow. We normally have about 6 weeks off until the next event. Normally we have one a month.
Yep.
We started, our first one was at the end of March.
Oh yeah, right up, yep.
We normally start in April, but the way the calendar works is with the exams and school holidays and everything, we actually have the first event a little bit earlier in March.
Either side, then the next one, the other side of Easter. Yep.
And then we've got 2 more events for the year after this. We've got one at Greendale, which is open in Blackwood. And then after that we do our break-up event, I suppose you call it, at the motorcycle complex there. And then that'll be it until next year, and we'll kick off again at the beginning of April, roughly again next year.
Very good. All right, well that's good, mate. You filled me in.
No worries.
I'm a potential candidate to get one of those pre-88 bikes. I do love the old stuff, and I prefer carbies over fuel-injected bikes.
Yeah, no, it's all good fun.
And certainly I had no issues with the conventional forks, not the upside-down forks. So you're barking up my tree, so I'm probably going to get myself a bike, and I'll see you here at some stage.
Some of the bikes, like I ride XRs. It's got disc brake front end and it's got monoshock, and that was how they were in the day. So great bike.
Yeah, you got me mind boggling now. Which bike I choose now? Which brand?
Well, 2 or 4 number. That's the first thing you decide.
Yeah. I love my 2 strokes too. You know, don't know, but the old XR 200s were a probably fantastic bike. The PE 175s. IT 175s, all great bikes.
PE's becoming very popular. The trouble is, as a bike gets popular, harder to get past for these old bikes, and you've got to start basically sourcing stuff from all around the world.
Correct. No, I've bought parts from America. A guy made me a front guard for an old Kawasaki I've got. You know, specifically made it for me. He said, "No, I'll make the moulds, mate. No worries at all." You know, so it's a good little community worldwide when it comes to the older stuff. I know that for a fact, doing up bikes myself. So.
And some models are just harder to get past than others.
That's right. But there's a lot of stuff in America for some of the old jet bikes. That's for sure. You know,
and we've got a pretty good range trust in the club. You know, you can put out a question
on the Facebook page.
And someone knows where or how. So,
cool. All right, very good. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, Steve.
Really appreciate your time.
No, not a problem.
Simple as that. So just walking around the event, guys. Obviously this bike isn't entered, a little Monkey Trail 70, a Honda. But you can see a couple of the old 2-bangers here, Huskies, absolute ripping bikes. These guys must be bloody devoted to get parts for these old bikes. But as Woody said, pre-88 is the bike, so looks like it's a well-run event.
G'day mate.
Steve.
Jeffo, another Tommy boys on.
This is Jeffo, and we're going to have a look at a very unusual bike. Jeffo, what is it, mate?
For a very unusual bloke. It's a 1965 650 Triumph Special. It does have Japo forks on it, I've got to admit that, but from the headstand back it's all
original?
Pretty much all Triumph.
No electric start on this baby, mate.
No, mate. No.
And I bet you it didn't come out with knobby tyres on it either.
No, not exactly.
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
Road bike one.
1965 model, that's the
Yeah.
model I was born, so it's
okay.
it fits with me.
Very
That's
young bloke.
yeah, it's only a young bloke. The fork saver there, is that your own invention, mate?
We all use that. We have
That's recycling at its best.
we have characters. We have Woody has the real flash aluminium one.
For one bike, and then I've got that for the other.
Ben has a piece of bloody
Bin Laden.
firewood.
Yeah, he's got a piece of
firewood. And I've got the
Yeah, cool.
plastic containers.
How long have you owned the bike, mate?
30 years.
30 years.
Yeah.
So you got it in 1990 or something like that. Yeah, right, okay. Yeah. Is there any history to the bike that you know of, or was it your dad's? Or
I made it up from a pile of bits. So,
Yep. Oh, right, okay, yep.
A bit of a drive.
Yep.
Because
Yeah, yep.
I have tried road bikes, so I restore
Yep.
the
Yep.
road bikes and all the leftover shit.
Yep.
It's not quite good enough.
Yep.
Goes onto that.
Right, yeah, cool. Am I seeing a gear lever on the right hand side?
Correct.
Yeah, it's on the wrong side.
Oh, there you go.
Side,
And how many gears?
4.
4. All down?
4 forward, no reverse.
All down or all up?
1 down, 3 up.
1 down, 3 up. Right, there you go. Cool. No, that's not what I expected to see here, but you look like you got it set up with your knobbies on it, so I reckon it'll go all right.
Yeah.
Plenty of power on the hill climbs, that's for sure.
Plenty of fuel.
Yeah.
Bit of mud, yeah.
Bit of straight out exhaust as well, is it?
No, it's actually good enough.
Has it? Yeah, righto. Yeah, cool. Nice.
Good music.
I can imagine. All right, I'm going to keep walking around.
Yes.
So just walking around, guys, just found some really nice Yamahas, some ITs. Now this is Andrew, this is the owner of this bike. So what bike's this one, Andrew?
IT175G.
Yep. What year?
Still on 1980
Yep.
and still on original bore.
Oh, really?
Yes, absolutely bone stock, matching numbers, matching frame,
Wow.
rims, everything is just
Wow.
as Yamaha made.
They're
It's just,
so rare to find now, isn't it?
Yeah, a few paint jobs.
Yep.
The chap that had rebuilt it did
Yep.
a great job.
Yep.
But number plates had been painted, things like that. But
Yeah, wow.
headlight, it's got the blinker wiring still in it. It's just
Wow.
a horn. Just an amazing little bike.
Wow, cool.
And
Yeah.
it's sort of my spare, my fun bike.
Yep. Which is, and this one is
That one's a 250J, so 1982.
250J82 model. Yep.
Yes.
Righto. Yep. This is the main bike you ride.
Yeah, that, or I've got an IT 284 model, an L.
Right. Okay.
Pulled a head stud, and my engine man, his mother-in-law died and couldn't get the new insert made for me.
Inconsiderate of his mother-in-law.
Absolutely. Did mention that, but it didn't go over well. But so I'll ride this one tomorrow. A great old beast.
Yep.
It's almost like a 4-stroke.
Yeah, right.
It
Yep.
just lugs off the pipe.
Yep.
Or if you make it angry,
Yep.
it boogies.
They've got a power band, have they not?
Yes, yeah. It's up top.
Yep.
It comes in, but sort of off the bottom and mid-range,
Yep.
single trail.
Yep.
You can leave it in 3rd gear and it will just lug
Like the
around
modern
like a
bikes
little
now.
4-stroke.
Yeah.
Just a fan, and great on fuel. But
Yep.
Yamaha was so clever. 1982, and it's got a 13-gallon tank, a 13-litre tank.
Yeah, right.
You know,
Okay.
you just never worry about fuel.
Yep. These bikes were legendary when I was a young fella. We didn't have a lot of money in our family, so we didn't have motorbikes. But once I got a bit older, of course, and started working, I got motorbikes. But these bikes were legendary back in the 80s. You
And
know,
I think
late
they're
70s,
still,
early 80s.
You know, you watch some of the guys here that are far better riders than me.
Yep.
And they still make them boogie.
Yeah, that's right.
You know,
Yeah,
look,
yeah.
It's a bit fun. I've got some modern bikes.
Yep.
I was a motocrosser, so enduro was different for me to learn about
Yep.
trees and 4-wheel drives coming the other way.
Yep.
But you hop off I've got a Husky 350.
Yep.
And with Brembo brakes,
Yep.
you hop on this, and boy, oh
Drum
boy,
brakes,
did
yeah.
I pucker my bum coming into some call. Oh, hang on.
Are these brakes working?
20 metres after where I planned to turn, I went, I'm going to retrain the brain here. So once you get used to it,
Yep.
but yeah, look, a great group, a great mix of bikes. You'll see some incredible.
Yep.
There's some old Triumphs.
Oh,
There's
I just had a look at a 650 Triumph and a couple of old Huskies. Yeah.
It's really a great thing. I only joined. This is my 3rd year.
Yep.
And yeah, everyone makes you welcome.
Yep. Yeah, cool.
Management's great.
Yep.
Venues, this is a very popular.
Yeah, well, I'm
Nearly
just
200 riders. I believe.
having a look at all the, and what a great camp spot too.
Yes, yeah, great site.
Having a look at all the bikes all scattered around here, and everyone's camping and having beers and round their fires.
Oh yes,
so,
yeah. It's a really great group. I ride with these guys, so they're predominantly TT riders. So we named our group TTs and ITs.
Yeah, right. The T's. Yep. I'll go have a chat to them next.
7.
Yep.
In our group, but we've got 2 sick, and I think there's 5 coming.
Right, cool.
But yeah, look, wander.
Yep.
And tomorrow, we'll have a ride tomorrow, I think, short ride.
Yeah, I think it's
and then the big ride's on the Sunday.
On the Sunday, yeah, that's right.
And that's pretty good. Yeah, you have 200 going off at 1 minute intervals.
Yeah, that's right. So, it'll be a lot of smoke, a lot of noise.
Yeah.
So we've got Dave here. Now Dave's another Yamaha enthusiast, and he's got the TT350. Tell us all about it, Dave. What is it?
All right, well, it's a 1987 TT350.
Yep.
I bought it, was fairly knocked about.
Yep.
Sort of, actually, I was doing repairs on it, and then I got to the point where I stripped it right down and ended up doing a total rebuild back to the frame. Had rust on it, so I thought I'll get rid of the rust.
So complete
just
rebuild.
Grew from there.
As they do.
Sandblasting it, painting it, and then putting it all back together again. So,
cool.
But it's had seats being changed, modified. Kind of those gripper seats. A little bit higher. Most of it is all stock.
It's still an air-cooled bike. Which is funny because it's got these fins here, like you think there's going to be radiators in there, but it's still an air-cooled bike.
And I don't really. I think it's just to perhaps help get a bit of air over the top of the engine.
Correct.
But the first thing when I bought it, I went, that looks like it should have a radiator behind it.
That's right. How many valves, mate? 4 valve?
4 valves.
Yep, beautiful. Right, cool. And 349 or pretty close to 350. Right, cool.
I think it is.
Do you happen to know the bore and stroke on these?
I don't actually know.
Right. Cool.
This motor's all been rebuilt. I didn't. The guy I bought it off rebuilt it.
Yeah, right. Cool.
And it's all stock. But they just go really nice.
These were legendary. The ITs that I just had a look at with Andrew, these are bikes that I was looking at when I was growing up, and couldn't afford bikes. And these ones, particularly when they come out with their monocross suspension, and you got discs on the front, monocross suspension, and really only one thing that changed after that, and that was the radiators. They become water cooled. But these bikes are legendary in their times. Very torquey bike. Are they good down low?
Very good torque. They will just climb up a steep hill like a tractor. That's what I like about it. That's when you come out of a corner, you can just pull on, and they will not spin the wheels. But it will just pull real quick and pull away real quick.
It's one of the things the manufacturers are now going back to. They've produced all the high power outfits, and obviously you need high power for motocross, but they're now building enduro bikes, and particularly the 2-strokes, all about torque. Torque. They've gone back to it.
I noticed a lot of the 2-strokes now. They said you ride them and they feel more like a 4-stroke than a 2-stroke.
Yeah, that's right. Particularly TBIs and TPIs. They're still having a few issues with those, but I've ridden the TPI KDMs. Beautiful. Buttery smooth. I call it a 3-stroke. It's somewhere between a 2-stroke and a 3-stroke, these new bikes. So they're really nice, make no mistake, but that's not what we're here to talk about. So an 88 model, and so what sort of rego have you got on it?
I've got
permit, club permit.
I've got club permit on it.
And that's because
I can ride it on the road.
And
I did have just like these guys, just had the
Rec Rego.
But the laws for that riding, no one can give me a clear definitive. You're allowed on this road. When I went to big roads, they couldn't give me a clear definitive answer. And I thought, no, I don't be getting pulled up and being booked because I'm on a road that I believe you could, that you can't. Club Rego, and they're both in par as far as cost goes. It's not much more. And you get all the benefits of the road registration.
Without the cost.
The cost.
And you're a member of the VERI, the Victorian Enduro. So that allows you to. That's your club, so that you can get permits. Beautiful. Cool.
That's one thing I learned. You have to be in a club to be able to get the permit. Roads don't actually have much to do with it at all.
No, that's right. And it's a great option, isn't it? So we could not go to a Vinduro without getting some footage of an XR200. Absolutely legendary in their times, these bikes, legendary. A bit like the Yamaha 350s, IT 175s. absolutely legendary. A very fine example of this one. So g'day guys, Steve here. Now we've got Fitzy now. Fitzy's got a Husqvarna that is fairly new to him, and he's just built it up himself, and I don't know anything about Huskies, Fitzy, so you're going to have to fill me in what it is, mate. What the hell is it?
It's a 1986 Husqvarna WR240.
Yep, I remember them having WRs, that's right, yep.
Most of the ones in Australia are 250s, but there were a few 240s brought in because the European market with their registration, I believe, under 240cc's was cheaper than 250.
Yep, there's often reasons overseas for that.
That was why they bought out a 240.
Yep, righto.
This one I've had for about 5 or 6 years, and the last 3 weeks I've totally stripped it and put it all back together, and I started it 2 days ago and it's turned up here. So
there's a few stories about blokes. Guy was just telling me he's just put a new piston and rings last night in his bike, and another guy said, oh no, my mechanic's bloody mother died, so I couldn't get my main bike back together, and blah blah blah. Great stories.
Yeah, so it basically looked like a one of those kits you used to get out of the Wheat Bix boxes.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I remember those.
A million pieces, and I put it all together, and then it had no gears, so I had to pull the motor back out and go through the gearbox, and worked out I put it back exactly the same way as I had it, and they're all working now. So
some selector wasn't dropped in. So a 240cc two-stroke, left-hand kick. I noticed that straight away when I pulled up. I thought, wow, that's unreal. How do you go with that? Well, being a two-stroke, it'll start easy, obviously.
It doesn't bother me. It bothers a lot of people, but I raced a TC 610 Husqvarna in '96. And the first day I got it, I learnt to kick it left foot. I thought, no, it's going to be left kick. I've got to learn to kick it right.
Righto,
so
you got it.
That doesn't bother me, but it's water cooled. They're pretty good things back in the day. I like them.
About torque or about power?
More the handling
than
anything.
They
had good Olin suspension on the back, and their forks are really good, so they had a lot of good stuff on them. But the European stuff was sort of new to Australia back then, as far as reliability and that. They didn't have it like the Japanese bikes did.
Yeah, that's right.
But they made good enduro bikes. So.
I've had a lot of European bikes, and I still prefer the Jap gearboxes, to be honest.
They're a lot nicer.
Yeah, they make smoother gearboxes.
This one's a bit notchy, but apart from that, it's fine.
The very interesting frame setup there, the main staunchion hanging down there in front of the shocker and that, and
same with the airbox and all that sort of.
Were they the same with gears, 5 down, 5 speed, 1 down, 4 up?
6 speeds in these. In
really?
Yeah.
In 1988?
Yeah,
wow.
Husqvarna's even brought out an auto in '78, I think was their first automatic one.
An automatic?
Yeah, dirt bike,
How did that work, a DCT clutch or something like that?
No, it's pretty good actually. No, it was all done with centrifugal force clutches.
Oh yeah. I've seen centrifugal force clutches in mini bikes.
Very similar system to that. Except
right.
Then it went through another gearbox after that.
Right.
So you actually lean down and click a lever and put it into gear, and away you go.
Wow, there you go. There you
hard
go.
to get parts for, but
they
made them up until about '87.
Right. How do you go getting parts for this?
Husqvarna's pretty good.
Are they? Yeah, right.
A lot of the European stuff's easy to get parts for.
Yeah, right.
Big market in Europe.
Yeah, that's right.
So they're a lot easier. Kawasaki's probably the hardest one to get parts for.
Right, yeah.
Anything European's pretty good.
Yeah, right, okay, cool. Because this looks like a pretty original bike, you know, there's an original tank and guard, and looks like it might be a new rear guard at some stage, but not recently, so...
Everything on it is original to the bike.
Yamaha 350. Oh, that's a good original old girl, isn't it?
Cleaned it up well.
I was just talking to some guys with the TTs over there, and the 350. So we've been having a look at all the different bikes, but I certainly wanted to grab this one, and there's a PE up there. I'll hopefully catch the guy that owns a PE. So I just come across Rod. Rod introduced me to all this today. We've just got here and we're having a good chat about all things including hip replacements, but we just want to have a look at Rod's bike now. It's still on the trailer. So what is it, Rod? It's a 200 XR?
XR 200, 83 model.
83 model, yep, all cool. Have you had it for a long time, or what's the story?
I've got two the same.
Oh yeah, righto.
This one was my spare parts bike, but I actually ride it now because it's better than the other one. So I've had it probably 5 years.
Yeah, right, okay, yeah, cool.
Yep.
very similar to the earlier model XRs, and in that they were
81 was a twin shock.
Yep, righto, yep.
Tin tank, and then 82 was black seat, black tool bag.
Yep.
And then 83 was the first one that came out fully road registerable.
Yeah, righto, yeah. One of my mates had the 82 model, yeah. And it was the first
These
of...
ones came out standard with blinkers and whatever on it, where the 82 wasn't.
Yep, that's right, yeah.
And
Cool.
this is my mate Daryl's here, that's exactly the same.
Yeah, righto.
83.
Yep. It cracks me up the way they have these headlights with the headlight above the number plate. Yeah. Totally different than the old analogue Speedo, but two very good examples.
Yeah, no, they're in pretty good nick, the pair of them.
Yeah, that's right. And you're both just riding, you're running Rec Rego and he's riding Club Ridge.
Red Club Plate.
Yeah, bloody beautiful, isn't it? Yeah. But the old 200s, there's a nice one just down the hill there. I just had a look at one of the earlier models, At what stage did they become, where did the Elsinores come in? What years were the Elsinores?
Oh, they were in the 70s.
Were they? Yeah, right, okay, yeah.
So motocross versions, and then they had an MT 125 and an MT 250 Elsinore, or Honda Elsinore. So.
Yeah, I was just wondering if there was any here. That's probably the only other classic box.
Don't see
I haven't seen one. Yeah, righto. Yeah, they were a bit of a legend in their own times as well too. Yeah, for various reasons.
A few kicking around the valley. We got a Rob Heppel. He's a builder over at Lee and Gathaway, Heppel Brothers. He's got one in his shed, an MT 125.
Oh yeah, one too. Yeah, cool. Yeah, they were very good bikes in their time. No, very good. It's all very interesting, but I had to cover the Hondas, Rod, because I've seen lots of Hondas, but no one's standing beside their bike. So thank you very much.